um, wow. So a 27-year-old man has 7 children by 7 different women. As he says it, 7 kids by 7 baby mamas. And he says it's not his fault. Stay tuned. All right. So this is what non-accountability looks like in men. Okay. Men in the red pill and manosphere space will say that women live without accountability. For many, that's true. But they like to use that as an attack on women, right? To sort of diminish what they have to say. If they disagree with the male, they'll say, "Well, you lack accountability." Now, she could be speaking about herself, but they're quick to use that, right? But then, uh, when men behave a certain way, they refuse to hold each other accountable, and that's when hypocrisy comes into play. All right, this young man has. I'm gonna show you him real quick. Um, you saw the title and the thumbnail. I'm not gonna play this video because although I talk about content relating to all people, even adults, I don't curse on my channel. I try not to play content with obscene language. On occasion, truth be told, some of my students will watch some of my videos, and although I talk about content relating to real life and real people, and I try to have a spin about faith with it, I try not to say things with obscenities in it because I know I have, on occasion, some young listeners watching, even though this channel is not catered toward children. But this video, he shares his perspective about his situation, having 7 kids and 7 baby mamas, and he says it's not his fault. Now that is what I call delusion. And they use that term also, saying that women are always delusional. Now, this is me holding gentlemen accountable. I come hard when need be at women, and I come equally hard as at my brothers and men. And in this situation, this dude lacks accountability. And what's going on, Soul Sister? Now I'm going live for this video. This is not scripted. I just wanted to share. So in this video, he talks about having by the way, danger. Okay, some of you guys may get triggered by this. Danger. All right. So he talks about having 7 kids and 7 baby mamas and how he it's their fault because they knew he didn't want to be a father in the first place. But he still had intercourse with them. Does that make sense? Young man, if you want to be with a woman but not want to have their children, do not get into bed with them. Because you know what's going to happen. They may have your child. Now, here's the thing, right? This guy slept with these women without using protection, right? Offered to give them an abortion and pay for it. And when they said no, he was like, no. All right. Now, I will say this, okay? I will say this. I understand his perspective because if abortion or can I even say that? If terminating the pregnancy is legal, which means that a woman who her body, her choice, has the right to not be a mom after intercourse, then you got to offer the male that same right legally. That's what's fair. That's what's balanced. That's essentially justice. Even though it's essentially taking the life of another human being. I don't care how people want to paint it. It is what it is. But if you are going to allow women the right to terminate their pregnancy and not be a mom after intercourse, then why not offer the fathers the same right? Now, that's me being objective. I honestly don't agree with that perspective. My perspective is if you are old enough and grown enough to sleep with a man or a woman, then you are old enough and grown enough to have to receive any consequence that comes with it, including a child, and raise that child up. Don't tell me you're grown enough to lay down with somebody, but you're not grown enough to raise the child that comes from it. If I was Ruslan, I would play the that's goofy. That's goofy. Yeah, come on. Come on. Let's be real. But in this guy's situation, he says it's not his fault because the women knew that he didn't want to be a father, right? He also explained in this video that they would sort of jump offs that they knew what it was. They were just there for a good time. But he wasn't into it, right? So if they had the baby, it's all on them, and that's their perspective. And he says, now that they're trying to reach out to him, he's blocking them all. And then he goes on to talk about, how they're going after him and they knew what it was, how they would jump offs, and he wasn't trying to be a daddy, and they knew what it was. Now, here's the thing. Here's the two sides to this, right? My brothers, if you are going to lay down with a woman, understand this. You take all control away from yourself as far as what happens to your future, especially in Western civilization. Because if you are going to lay down with a woman and you have a child with that woman, she chooses to keep that child, your hands, your life is pretty much in her hands or in her womb. Either way, she has control of that situation in this current scope of society. What's going on, Jermaine? Thank you so much for being here. It is what it is, bro. And if you are going to be willy-nillying and willy out there just having intercourse with everybody, be ready for the results. Like Nick Cannon is out there having children with mad women, and the result is he's got to pay for those children. And if you know that that's a possible outcome, listen, if that's a possible outcome, you're gambling with your future. That's not smart, gentlemen. This guy, I'm gonna call it out. He wasn't smart. He was thinking with his little guy, not his brain. So now he has 7 children with 7 different women, and none of them who he actually claimed because he didn't want to be a dad in the first place. And that's my problem with recreational intercourse. When there's no ties at all, this is the result. And what happens to those children? Because here are the two options, right? Here are 2 options. They terminate the fetus or the baby, okay? Which is like that's a moral question that people really need to come to grips with, right? Or mom is raising this child all by herself, right? And this child grows up insecure, knowing that the biological father, this dude, does not want to be their dad. He's one of the. Let me get close. He is one of the reasons why our communities are the way they are. It is what it is. Okay. Recreational intercourse is not good for society. And don't say that I'm grown so I can do whatever I want. If you are grown enough to do that, be grown enough to raise a child. Be grown enough to raise a child. Now, the flip side to this is women, you knew what it was also. And you chose to lay with them unprotected. You chose it. And you knew what it was. You knew what it was. So he doesn't have all the blame on himself. It takes 2. It takes 2. And in this situation, he did share some truth. They knew what it was. Regardless of how wrong his position was, in my opinion, they knew what it was. And then he said this. There were more that did receive the money for abortion. So this guy was out there sleeping with mad women who have gotten pregnant by him, and he funded the abortion or the termination of the pregnancy. I'm about to get demonetized. Tag. Right? This is not good for society, people. This doesn't elevate our community. This break us down. All this, like, just and then you're gonna have one parent fully there, and the other parent, like, I want nothing to do with this child. You were just there for me to get, my seed released, and the seed got planted into your, uterus and all that stuff, and now you got to deal with the problem. And he even talked about how it was the woman's responsibility because they're the ones who got to carry the baby for 9 months. Guys, she can't get pregnant without you. Come on. So we got to stop with this whole passing responsibility and accountability on somebody else or expecting somebody else to be accountable without being accountable for our own actions. That's why we're in the situation we're in today, where there are more women giving birth outside of marriage. It's a problem. But We don't want to talk about this. We don't know what want to talk about. I know there's some comments in the chat. Let me just get to this real quick. Good afternoon, soul sister. Jermaine says this is the man's fault first and foremost. That me and you got the same perspective. A thing we need to give. I think we need to give the 3 to 7 BMs the side eye too. Yeah, both are goofy for making this decision. All of them put him in court. He never had have money or go to jail. Listen, thanks for subscribing. Oh yes, thank you so much for joining the Harrison extended family. Greatly appreciate your joining and subscribing to the channel. I'm about to give it to them because here's the thing. Uh, we determine the direction of society. Okay, we determine that. You want to know why? And his yeah, listen. I'm about to get make some men upset. Listen, you want to know why there's so many baby mamas out there? It's because there's some men out there not willing to step up to the plate and be responsible for what they did in bed. Now, granted, some women may be trifling and may have tried to trap somebody who has money, but that's not always the case. And the ones who are complaining about feeling trapped are usually broke brothers. Don't get mad at the message. No, that's me. I said it. You can be mad at me all you want. I said it. All right. Men lack accountability also. They lack accountability also. Right now, thank you for saying this. Gambling with your future. Wow. Yeah, you're right. This applies to women also. We need to have. We do not need to have recreational. Yes, 100%. And that's the thing, right? We all know that intercourse is a pleasurable experience. The problem is the pleasurable experience may come with a lifetime of pain. Okay. It doesn't matter what they're packing, what shape she has. If you go into a situation like that thinking that I'm about to just have some fun, you're gambling with your future. This dude gambled with not just his future, but the future of 7 other children. In fact, the other children that he may have terminated the pregnancy of. But nobody really want to have an honest conversation objectively about this. Everybody's in their feelings. The men are like, well, she knew it. They knew what it was about. And the women are like, he's a dog for doing that. If you slept with the dog, you knew you were sleeping with the dog. And if you're a dog and you're sleeping with women, you're wrong too. You're adding no value to society, none whatsoever. All you're doing is tearing it apart. And your gambling to have a good time is making us all suffer as an outcome. It's crazy. It's crazy. And again, he went off, right? At the end of it, he also said this, right? And this is something that you ladies need to watch out for. He said something to the effect of, and I'm not going to say verbatim because I really don't know what he said verbatim, so I'm going to paraphrase. He talked about how even though he did this video, there's women that still going to want him. There's women that still going to want him. And the sad truth is, he's right. He's right. Women are going to see this video on the Shade Room or wherever, and then meet him face to face and be like, you know what? I'm all good. Let's do this. All right. And he's going to have more baby mamas out there. This is crazy. I wish I could sit and talk with him like face to face and just say, yo, bro, like you realize that life doesn't revolve, like the world doesn't revolve around you, right? It doesn't revolve around you and you getting off and you having what you want and the pleasure that you desire. Because you having that, young man, is causing the society that's in your general vicinity to suffer, right? And I'm pretty sure that the women he was dealing with many of them are in close proximity of where he is now. He's going to have 7 children, possibly have 7 children living within a 5 to 10 mile radius of each other in different homes that are siblings. like come on. Oh my gosh. This is the problem when we have a society that's driven by intercourse. I gotta say, it's to the point of it's not to the point, it is. It's demonic. Like we have been tricked to think that the pinnacle of interaction between a man and a woman is intercourse and not true connection. So we have men out here who know exactly what they're doing. And I'm gonna say it, preying on women that want to be with them. Okay. And we don't have women strong enough to be like, no, I don't care how good you look. I'm not going to put myself in that situation. It's crazy, crazy. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Chelsea, what's going on, sis? Any woman who deals with a man like this should be ashamed. Absolutely. I agree. I have been subscribed to him forever and I will share. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Dang, this man is. Listen, thank you so, sister. Yeah, yeah. Sex sin is no joke. Everything about it. Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, and there's forgiveness in it, right? There's forgiveness in it, and there's repentance, and the thing is, what part of practicing the fruit of the spirit, okay, is one of the fruit of the spirit that we need to be practicing is self control. We don't have to be driven by our physical desire. Okay, it's not natural. And people claim, well, I mean, just going off of my natural desire. We're not animals. We are conscious being, able to logically think about the outcomes of our decisions. We can choose who we procreate with, which is why we have the choice to get married. Once you start going down the path of recreational intercourse, you do not have a choice anymore with who you procreate, man. The choice is solely on the woman. Solely on the woman. As I'm getting text messages because I'm going live and it wasn't planned. My son, I'm hitting him up after. Right? Like, guys, and this is the thing, gentlemen, we have more power than you guys actually think. And by us being driven by our intercourse desires for intercourse, we lose that power. And we put our life and the life of others at jeopardy. And we're stronger than that. We're stronger than that. I hear they say people talking about, women, single mothers is the problem with Black communities. It's also men not able to practice self-control. Men generally can sleep with a woman and not be connected with them at all. Women generally, not for all women, but generally, when they sleep with a man, they desire that connection with him. See, he has an outward perspective of it, but she has an inward perspective of it. And our reproductive systems match that. Match that. She's allowing you to enter her space. And we take that for granted, thinking that it's only for fun. And it's to the point now where women have become desensitized after generation after generation after generation of men producing single mothers. And now they out there, hot girl, summering it up, city girling it up. And we want to sit back and be like, look, this is the modern woman. Like, we have no responsibility for the state of the modern women today. There is some responsibility on our part. There is. And we got to own it. And that's just me being objective. It is what it is. You may not agree. You may not agree. But it is what it is. All right. Oh, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everybody that's in the live stream, this is one of those things that I'm like, yo, I can't play it because he curses, but he brings up some good points. But this video really should be a warning to women out there to think. I can't really just allow every man to come and share my space. Let me see if I can get into some of the comments. Men and women, if you have young daughters, they need to see this video because it is the ugly truth. I don't agree with him not taking care of these children, but at the end of the day, he showed them who he was, and they chose to still lay down with him. A man can walk away whenever he wants, but for a lifetime, the responsibility will be for a woman to care for the product of that few minutes of pleasure. And in the end, it's not worth it 100%. She's absolutely right. Absolutely right. Very glad he posted this. We'll be sharing this as an educational video for my future children. So my question is, if he does not want to be found, why is he making a video? Why is he making a video? Making it easier to find him and put him on child support. Yo. They right though. They right. Why are you posting the video? All right, I'm not gonna read no more comments, but it's true, right? And let me put this up, Jermaine, because you are absolutely right. Many women will say, "Not me. He'll be different with me," and no. Once he show you who he is, let that red flag be the only red flag you need. So true. We can't let anyone have access to our bodies outside our husbands, and that's ideal. You want to save yourself from this? Try doing that. And people get divorced. We're not talking about divorce. Let's stop talking about like anomalies and variables that don't really need to be a part of this conversation. Variables are important, but in this situation, we're talking about what can save you. Vetting the person properly before laying down with them. And before laying down with them, making sure that you're committed to marrying them and actually marry them. Okay. And then have a family. Then have a family. Right. Not everybody does it perfect. All right. But that's the ideal. And people say, well, that's unrealistic. It is realistic. It's been done. It's been done. People say, well, that's not realistic. That's not, you make it unrealistic because that's not what you want. You want to have your cake and eat it too. You want to sleep with women, right? And then walk away whenever you want. Okay. You want to hopefully believe that you can change him and he'll be different for you. Nah, nah, don't fall into that lie. Hitcher will see this and they will resent him. Berean babes, my sister, you are absolutely right. And this is what I was talking about. I'm not sure if you were here for this. There are repercussions behind this. It's not just him that will be affected by his decisions to sleep with women and unprotected. It's the kids. It's the kids. Imagine, and I'm not sure if this is the case for him, but imagine being the father of 7 kids by 7 different women in a 10-mile radius, 20-mile radius. Imagine that. Imagine that. And he's 27. 27. What will we what will we say to a 27-year-old woman with 7 kids that's not married? I'll wait. Yesterday I did a video about double standards. This here is a flip side to that. Here's the double standard. All right. Here's the double standard. And then the men will come on the channel in the comments and be like, well, that's how it's supposed to be by nature. Men can produce more than one woman. So that's why it's meant for men to have multiple women. Wrong. Wrong. Still a double standard. Still a double standard. All right. For him to have 7 children by 7 different women, he had to have intercourse with 7 different women. If she has 7 children by 7 baby daddies, she too had to have intercourse with 7 different men. There's a double standard, guys. There's a double standard. Yes, yes, he's 27 with 7 kids by 7 different women. 7 different women. They say women are for the streets, so are the dudes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Send the video for the link. All right. I'll put it in the I'll put it in the description of the video. I'll put it in the chat now so you guys can see. And then I'll put it in the description of the video also. But yeah, I can't share it because yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can get this on there for you guys. All right. Yeah, but I won't be sharing it like that because copy. Let's see if I can paste it in there. Because this is a family, well, not family channel, but I have young people on occasion watching this because my students like me a little bit and they're nosy and they'll watch my YouTube videos. And I don't mind talking about real things because they may be talking about it anyway, but if they hear it from me, they're going to hear it from a biblical perspective. And yeah, look, it's already limited monetization because of the content. Dag, this video is gonna be demonetized for sure. For sure. Yeah, I said the A word and I wasn't supposed to. So we'll see. All right, I just put it in the link in the chat so you guys can watch it. All right. But 27, 7 different baby mothers and 7 kids. What if one of those baby mamas had like twins or 2 of them? Sheesh, man, he would have been a father of like 9 kids at 27. Oh man. Dunk, bro. Let me hold on. Where's he at? Where's he at, man? Where's he at? Yeah, absolutely right. Again, and it's generational. Generational. 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and now today, where we are today. Generational. We need strong men in our communities. We need examples, and I think for a long time, it hasn't been there. Hasn't been the case. And again, this is a nuanced conversation that's extremely layered, right? We can't put the blame on one specific person. However, we gotta get to the point where if we see that we're in a hole, right, and we're together in this, we got to find ways to get out this hole. If they're going to keep giving us the very thing that's causing our families to break apart, like welfare, like the child support system, like um, you know, rent and food assistance and all that stuff. And when we can do this together on our own, if they keep giving this to us and making it easily acceptable, and we keep accepting it, it's only going to continue to tear up our families. And I'm not against public assistance at all. I think for a temporary span of time, because you need it, use it until you don't need it anymore. Don't become dependent on it. Don't become dependent on it. Because here's what's going to happen: the government is funding you and your lifestyle and the lifestyle of your children. And soon the government's going to tell you how you should be living, which they have been, which is why your kids go to schools and the schools are pumping things into your family, into your kids, telling you this is how you need to do things and all that stuff. And you're like, well, this goes against my family values. This may go against my faith. This may go against what I'm trying to raise in my family. Why do you get to tell me how I am raising my kids? Well, it's because I'm giving you money to raise your kids. So we really got to get to the place where for a spend, because I'm gonna be honest with you, for full disclosure, there was a moment in time in my life where I needed public assistance. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't take it. It was something about me being a man, and I was a single father. I had 3 kids, living in a small one-bedroom apartment. I qualified for everything under the sun, but I was like, I am a fully capable, healthy male. I am going to work multiple jobs so that I don't need to take money from the government so that I can feed my kids. And that's what I did. That's what I did. But yeah, I think but you're absolutely right, bro. I spoke about this in my video, not that I wanted to, but I got government assistance to get on my feet as a single parent. My story isn't one I'm proud of. Yeah, it's not something that we want to glorify. Absolutely, but I'm changing the narrative, and that's the goal. That's the goal right there. That's the goal right there. I had coworkers. I had a coworker's son did this, and she spent most of her money for the children. She was okay with this. Not sure how she feels now. Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? And I think one of the biggest the using EBT cards, making it look like a debit card, like nah, make it so easily accessible. I agree that we have to take responsibility in dating. Dating isn't to be taken as a joke or for play. Date with intent, 100%. And that goes for my gentleman. Again, we live in a time where, and this is where the other day I talked mostly about modern women. Modern men really believe that there is, and I guess in essence there is this thing called the sexual marketplace, right? Where they're shopping essentially for attractive women, and if they put out a certain amount of resources, they expect certain favors in return. And I think looking at it that way, understanding that there's a the concept makes sense, but how the concept is being implemented needs to be addressed and looked at. All right. Okay. Yes, Kevin Samuels made this a popular conversation. He made this a popular conversation. But at the end of the day, like starting the conversation is one thing, but we have the choice to and how we implement those things. Okay. And if I'm a single male, right, and I'm thinking responsibility, I'm thinking about my future, I'm thinking about my resources, I'm thinking like quote unquote a high value man. I'm not about to spread my resources all the way thin because I see a fine piece of meat that I gotta have. Okay. I heard it like this one day. Societies and wars. Societies have fallen and wars were fought over two slabs of meat with a line in between. Like, right? Guys, we gotta do better. We have to do better, right? And control our urges, practice self-control because we don't want to be out there with 7 children by 7 different women. We don't. We don't. You saw the video and you were like, bro, no. But he went in. Now, again, he brought up some actual points. Okay. And he showed the nature of some men out there. Not all men are like this. He showed the nature of some men, which is why it's important for women to know exactly who they're letting in their bed. And if you vet the man properly, okay, and if he's willing to wait for you until you get married for that, then you found a winner. You found a winner. Okay. Uh yeah, please hit the like button. All right. Many of you guys may not like this video. All right. Uh and I get it. I get it. Especially some of my brothers out there. But it is what it is. There's accountability on both parts. Is he a deadbeat? Absolutely. 100%. I hate to say that, but if you are going to sleep with multiple women, pay for them to have a termination of the pregnancy, and then the ones who don't have the baby and you're not willing to take care of it, that means that you're a man that's not able to live up to their responsibility. Again, I say that because I firmly believe, and it's just logical, that if you claim to be adult enough to have intercourse with a woman, then you have to be adult enough to deal with the consequences of that decision to have intercourse with that woman. That includes managing any ailments you may receive from it or taking care of that child that you have produced with this woman. Otherwise, don't engage in intercourse with her. That's logic. That's not even like me being a Christian and me being overly religious. That's just smart. Like, that's just smart, logical thinking from a rational male. Every rational male will be like, yeah, if I get into this situation, these are the possible outcomes. I don't know who she really is, so I may catch a disease that may be uncurable. Um, she may be crazy, insane, and want to, do some crazy stuff to me, right? She may, we may get pregnant. And here's the thing: if you're engaging in intercourse with a woman, then you both got pregnant. Like, it's a we thing. It is a we thing. We got pregnant, and I wasn't ready to be a father, and now I'm about to be a dad. Okay, you're rational. And here's the thing: I say this in other videos. Men want to pull off this whole, shaming tactic on women, saying men are more logical and women more emotional. Man, if you cannot control who you sleep with, you are not a logical male. You're not. Let me say it here for the brothers that in the back too. If you cannot control who you sleep with and you just sleep with everybody, you are not a logical male. Not at all. It is what it is. And I think that men, we got to do better. Our communities are the way it is because we allow it to be that way. We allow it to be that way. If we take hard stances on things like this, all right, and this is one of the things that's going to probably trigger the women out there.
Danger. Danger.
All right, let me look here. Men, we control this, right? If we take a hard stance on certain things, right, meaning staying away from places like strip clubs because we'll drop money on these women but won't marry them. If we stop doing things like that, and then we go to strip clubs, drop money on them, right? Won't marry them, but then shame them for doing the very thing that we're paying them to do. All right. If we stop doing things like that, right? And if we start expecting our women to be a certain way in life for us to find them, right? Hear me out, right? They're probably going to start doing that. They're probably going to start doing that. If we stop sliding in women's DMs and liking all these crazy pictures with new women on these social media platforms, right? And start lifting up modest women who are about something and not just about showing off their bodies, you know what's probably going to happen? It's going to shift. It's going to shift. What if we see a woman with a nice body and a beautiful face, right? And she comes on to us and she's willing to give us all the goods. And we say, no, it was too easy. I'm chilling. I'm not trying to have any deadbeat, have any illegitimate children walk running around with my DNA out there. What if we start taking hard stances on that? You know what's going to happen? Our societies will improve. The women will follow our lead. But we are too driven by our gratification over intercourse, right? But y'all don't want to hear this. Y'all not ready for this specific type of truth. You're not. And you guys will still watch all those content creators out there that tell you it's okay for you to be this way. And you being this way is still contributing to the fall of our society. Y'all want the modest woman, but keep looking at and going after the hot girl summer women. You need to practice self-control. We need to practice self-control. We set the tone for this society. If we be like, nah, if we stop, looking, I don't even know who's out there today because there's so many, like, I don't even know who's an attractive woman out there in the space. But you could think about who it is that you like. Yo, she's bad, right? And if she was to come to you, knowing that she's out there putting all her stuff out there in front street for everybody to see, and then she wants to be with you, you got to take the hard stance and be like, no, because as much as women, and this is where you guys have to do a better job. Also, this whole thing where you want a man to accept you for you, like you don't have to change for nobody. All right, it's also a problem. It's also a problem. Okay, because you guys be the same ones talking about there's no good men out there, but y'all acting crazy. You're talking reckless. You're out there, THOTTING, it up out there, right? And then get mad at men for not wanting to be with you, or get mad at men for just wanting to have intercourse with you. You guys have a place in this also. You guys have a place in this also, whether you want to admit it or not. Shout out to CPD artist in the chat. Shout out to the bro. He was in the live stream with me the other day. So shout him out. Go to this channel. Please go to the channel. And if you are looking for dope artwork and you want to fund a dope artist, please, if you're looking for, stay out of that AI stuff. Go to my brother here. All right? Go to my brother here. You don't have to change, but you must adjust. Listen. Homeboy was out there saying, they knew what it was. They knew what it was before, and they slept with him anyway. Men, we got to do better. Women, y'all got to do better. And let's meet somewhere in between and start making a better society. What do you guys think? I'm about to end this here. I've been on long enough. All right, guys. I was supposed to be a quick video. So, G-My Joe is here. Hold on. What's up, sis? Hold on. I've been ignoring the chat. Before I go, let me engage the chat for a little bit. All right, hold on 1 second. Let me scroll up because I know I've been talking for a minute. Thank you for joining. I think I'm yeah. Hold on. This word is for me. Thank you so much, Jasmine. So, sister. All right. Support. I talked about self-control last night. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I'm like 3/4 of the way done with your video. I have to go back to it. Galatians 5:22-23. Simps. Oh wow. Hey Jermaine, how are you? I love the conversing with the community here, the Harrison extended family. Happy Sunday. What's going on, Berean babes? All right. Yeah, but all right, grace and peace. So true. We can't let anyone have access to our bodies outside of our husbands. I think I read that before. In his defense, there are people who are just baby makers. Yeah. But here's the thing: if you know that you are extremely fertile, you got to practice self-control. Okay. And this is just me, not like pulling out the whole Bible on you guys, and how sexual sin is not gratifying to the Lord. Like it just doesn't glorify God at all. All right. I'd even go there in this video. Okay. So this, you can't come here and say, here's this crazy Christian again, talking about sin and all that. No, I'm just talking about logically. It just doesn't, it's not good. And it's also a sin. All right. A lot of women say, not me. He'll be different. Yeah, I read this. His children will see this and resent him. Uh, Men and women lie about having kids and partners. But like you mentioned, marriage is the source. So when I was a single father, true story. Okay. When I was a single father, after my divorce, I led with the fact that I was a father. That was the first thing, right? And then some people say, Dre, why are you doing that? You're gonna be pushing the people away. And my response is always, if they went away because I have kids, then they need to be away. They need to be away. And my kids safeguarded me from getting in the situation that I should not have been. Okay. I used my kids to help me find the right one. I used them. What do you guys think? You're going to be around us. Like, they kept me good. With them being around, I was safe. Okay. So I led with that. I didn't pretend to be somebody I wasn't. I never did. When I didn't have money, I made it known. Listen, I'm in school full time. I'm working crazy jobs. My full priority is my kids and providing for them. Okay. So on occasion, we could do something nice, but it won't be all the time. Right. My kids came first. Like they protected me in that area. For sure. For sure. So my kids I led with my kids in every relationship. Not that, I'm willing to prioritize them even after marriage. I'm just saying, like, they need to know that this is the priority for me right now. He has given all these ladies a warning before dealing with them, and they still chose to be with him. Yep. And he said afterwards, sister Chelsea, he said afterwards that even after this video is going to be out there, there's going to be with some women that's going to watch this video, and they're still going to be with him. And he knows it, right? Even inappropriately talked about his size, like it was relevant to the video. If you're watching this live stream and you haven't liked the video, please hit the like button. Appreciate your support. Facts, Brie and Babe, so true, Jermaine. Dre, can you? Yeah, I sent the link. He's being a fool for the streets. Yes, he's 27. They say women are for the streets, and so are dudes. Absolutely, but they don't hear me though. Friends. Oh wow, he's young. Yeah, he's very young. Some dudes. This is an ego trip. Absolutely, absolutely. He's not done, I'm sure. No, he's probably not done. And he talked about there being others. He said he has given women money to have, a termination of their pregnancy. These are the women that did not accept the money. That's what he said in the video. God. Man, we have to do better, gentlemen. We have to do better because our future like resides on this. Like our future, our legacy weighs heavily on how we act right now. You can't live life like I'm living my life and after I die, I don't care. That's not how species continue on. We'll be extinct if everybody thought like that. I think this problem stems from the lack of fathers, 100%. But he can be a father and stop the cycle. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. I would love to know how his relationship is with his mother and father. Good question. Good question. Good question. Corey, I agree. We have to take. I agree. We have to take responsibility for dating. Dating is a joke. Yeah, date with intent. Read that. I respect you for doing that, brother. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate your support in that. I saw the video. I'm like, yo, he went in. This conversation is needed 100%. Hit that like button. If you guys are watching the replay, hit that like button. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. He has some points, but he's evil at the same time. Yeah, yeah. And here's the thing, right? When ladies, and this is for you ladies, when you watch this type of video, you got to use this as like a textbook. Okay, there are men out there that really believe this and behave this way, and then pray, Lord, teach me what I need to see, what red flags I need to see, so that I can identify those red flags and make for the hills. And I'm letting you guys know now, intercourse will cause you to ignore red flags. If you want to have a healthy relationship and a non-toxic one, or identify a toxic relationship that you might be getting into, leave intercourse off the table so that you can see clearly. All right. That's free game. You're welcome. All right. Blessings, everyone. What's going on, Molly? Late to the live stream. We'll watch the replay. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Blessings. Eat to live strong is not here. Yo, what's going on, sis? Long time. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. All right. That part. CP is here. Hey, sis. Eat to live strong. All right. Afternoon mods and chat. What's going on again? Pride comes before the fall, and many times great is the fall. And the children suffer the most. Yes, that's because there are men out there that's not thinking legacy minded. They're not legacy minded men. So they can go out there, sleep with all these different women, uh, plunder through their life without thinking about what they're going to be leaving behind for their legacy and their children. Hi, Chelsea. Marley, December vlog. Good to see you. Facts. Wow, that's bars, bro. Well said. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Glad you're here in the chat too. Hey, Chelsea, Lifeline. Strip clubs never made sense to me. Me neither. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? Like I can't see me going to put money on women just dancing in almost nothing. Like to me, those and I'm about to offend some brothers. So
Danger, danger.
real simps reside in strip clubs. They talk about, simps are men who elevate women. Like there's no greater sense of elevation and worship than going to a strip club and taking your hard-earned money and throwing it at women who do absolutely nothing for you but give you an arousal. Like, don't tell me that a man who takes care of his wife and kids is a simp, but you be at the strip club throwing your hard-earned money on a woman just because she's dancing and her derriere is shaking in front of you. That, in my view, is like the ultimate simp move. But y'all don't want to hear this. Now, there's a lot of children and baby mamas at 27, problematic, to be honest. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it was dope about this situation that we can change. We don't have to keep repeating the cycle. We don't. We'll go to strip clubs. We'll get mad at women who want a man who has who has money. Yep. Preach. Yes. Wait, I can't slide in DMs. Listen, it's the 21st century. It's how you slide in the DM. All right. You don't want to be a sleazy while doing it. Right. All right. You want to fuck up a conversation? That's the 21st century. It's not like how it was back when we were growing up, CP, right? Where you either had to write a letter, to a lady, or actually go to them and say, hey, have a spark an actual conversation. Today, it is what it is, right? But if you do it, you got to do it with class. You got to do it with tact, with taste. All right. All right. With intent, but intent to meet somebody and vet them properly, not to slide in the DMs. So hopefully have a romper session. Okay, gotta go. Y'all be good. We'll watch a replay later. Thank you so much for being here, Molly. Yep, see you, Molly. Hello, dear friend. My Joe is in the building. She took a break from YouTube to be here. I'm so honored. Give us the truth. I'm trying. AG my Joe, Dre, tell the truth and shame the devil. Absolutely. I'm gonna try my hardest. Bring it. Yes, amen. They want the modest women in the world until they meet them. They want to be the modest. Yep. They want the modest women to be the modest in the world until they meet them. Yep. The love. Thank you for joining. Yeah, thank you so much for joining the live stream. And if you're watching the replay, greatly appreciate you being here. You don't have to change. You must adjust. What up, everybody in the chat? What's going on, Jermaine? Yeah. I said, I said, hey. They said, hey. All right, talking about keeping it real. Dre, appreciate you bringing the truth to the table and all this crazy. Yes, and this craziness. Again, we want to see our societies grow and become better. We got to make changes. We got to adjust. Great to see you. Great to see you too. Chelsea, charge it to my head, not my head. Charge to my head, sis. Always what's up. Nice being here. Thank you so much for being here too. LOL. I know, bro. So all right, you guys are engaging in the chat. I love when you guys do this too. Um, the MIL calls them breeders. Question: is it really his fault if he said in the beginning he don't want kids? Yes, because, and then this is where we have to be logical, a logical male. If he knows that there's a possibility that a woman will get pregnant if they're having unprotected intercourse, he's gambling with his future, trusting that they will not have this baby if they conceive. Yeah, he's got to make that choice himself. He chose to lay in the bed. So my issue with that is for people in general thinking that they can engage in an activity and not expect the natural consequences of that activity. So he definitely does bear fault in this. She should have been, she also should have been like, nah, if that's how you're gonna go into this situation, I want no parts of it. Uh, but yeah, he definitely has some fault in this. He really bragged on the woman that didn't accept the money for it. Yeah, yep, yep. It's a lack of motherhood and fatherhood, and mostly knowledge of self awareness. Change will come. That's why I'm having my brothers drain Jermaine the vet for me. Yep, send them our way, and we'll make sure that we put them on the hot seat with the lamp and everything. We'll do the investigation. I never understood strip clubs. Yeah, it was weird to me. And even before I became a Christian, I've never attended any kind of event like that. It just for me it was like weird. I never understood it. So true. I agree. Question: would you advise a woman to date a man who has gone to the strip club frequently? Not if they're going to the strip club frequently now. If they have made some changes in their life, absolutely. But then you also have to factor this in, ladies. Um, Imagery from men don't just go away. It takes a lot of prayer, a lot of fasting, a lot of counseling for certain things to leave a man's mind, because some of the things that he may have seen in venues like that, he may expect from you, and some of those things may be shameful. So he may want to put you in situations that you are not comfortable with because he has seen that happen and thinks that that's normal in a relationship. What you guys see in a strip club is not necessarily normal. Okay. So am I saying, yeah, if he's done the work to improve and grow, repented, gave his life to God, made some actual changes in his life, and put up some safeguards to protect him from having that kind of being led by that lustful nature, then by all means, I would never say not to date a man who has in the past been frequently, but if they're attending now, it's a wrap. They saw something people try to finish on their own later. Just no sense to me. True, absolutely true. Yeah, women go now too. Yeah, yep, yeah, I'm sure they do. Again, my hard-earned money is going into my home. That's it. That's how I think, though. Yes, they do. And that type of mess. What kind of mess is that? ST. I'm great in sliding in the DM. CP being reckless.
Danger, danger.
All right, slow down, chat. Slow down. I block people who slid in my DMs. Hello, I feel you. I be ignoring them, Jasmine. Yep. House of Whoa, 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 whoa. What's happening here? Like, is it what? God, all right, no, let me move on. It's time for a spouse. I'm not dating. Can't wait to see what God will do. Amen, sis. I'm single, CP. House of Jamet. What's your oh God, CP. CP. Bro. Oh man. Man. Oh, okay, CP. I'm gonna hit you up later. Like we're gonna have a conversation, bro. We ain't talking about the Knicks either. She calls people who just make kid after kid irresponsible breeders. Oh, okay. She calls people who just make kid after kid irresponsibly. Wow. But yeah, yeah. Like if we look at it actually for what it is, that's what it is. What's going on? I understand making a mistake, but 7 kids. That wasn't a mistake. And the thing is, he knows he's making this mistake. In his eyes, it's not a mistake because he's telling them he doesn't want to be a father, and he's willing to fund Plan B or uh, termination. And if they don't accept it, now it's their fault. Yeah. So women, there are men that think like that. You got to be watchful. Shooting shots in the chat. Oh gosh. Listen. What if God sends you a man? What if God sends you a man in your DMs? Oh God, Andrea, what's going on, sis? You missed a nice conversation. LOL, you are hilarious. Yeah, they are. I'm a YouTuber, so you'll need to find my social media handles from the description of my videos. Oh my gosh, she's playing it though. You know, I'm gonna get that search. All right, I'm gonna get that search. You're gonna search my name. You're gonna look me up. You're gonna watch a video. Yeah, you're gonna visit my channel. All right, that's how we think now as YouTubers. All right, people be asking me, "What's your YouTube handle?" Harrison Family Values. Go search it. Women should not date him. He is not taking care of his responsibility. No, he's not. No, he's not. You brought up the brother's name, such as Anthony O'Neill saying that he spent thousands in the strip club and now wants a really, yeah. So now I have yet to do my response to that video, trying to get this panel together of husbands and single Christian men to talk about this, because that was supposedly a Christian panel at a church with some pastors on it. And when he said that, not one man checked him on it. Not one. And they should have. Not one checked him on it. This is where men lack accountability, right? Like we go to the barbershop and we talk about certain things, right? But I'm gonna tell you what happens in the barbershop. If a dude is speaking reckless, some of the OGs and they'd be like, yo, you know you're stupid, right? That's a dumb choice. We need OGs again. That's what we need. OGs. He's not dating them. He's just having fun with them. Yes, absolutely. K Barrick is right. Only fans culture. Just sub to your channel. God bless, sis. Just subscribe. Good. I love the cross subscribing happening in the chat. CP has no shame. I ain't mad at him. CP is off the chain. I'm about to leave the chat. Sorry, Dre. Didn't expect to get hit. Funny. I'm just having fun in the chat. Yeah. Nah. He's a good, respectful brother. To be honest, yeah, he's a good brother. Like, he jokes, so he's a good brother. If he's telling them he don't want to be a father, are the women listening to him? No, they're not, and that's the problem. This is why I say it's a two-sided problem. The guy is telling you he wants to have intercourse without any strings attached, no baggage, and you engage with this kind of man. You both made really poor decisions, because first, the guy is putting his future in the womb of this woman. This woman is giving her womb to a man who doesn't want to have a child. And that's how modern dating has become prevalent. And if you say anything different, your views are archaic. It's restrictive. It's right-winged. It's not liberal enough. It's crazy. It's crazy. I was going to slide in the DMs to share scriptures. Oh, man. TCP is on one today, man. He is on one today. I swear. It made me hesitant to be interested in Anthony, because I'm like, dang, he's leading with that first. Yeah, for real. The dude is a money master. I just won't take advice about relationships from him. I just won't. Not if I'm a Christian man. All right, I made it through all the chats. Don't nobody say anything else, because I'm trying to get out of here. All right, trying to go out with the wife. So if I keep talking, I'm going to be here. And yeah, it's going on 5 o'clock. All right, guys. So guys, I wanted to come on real quick to talk about this video. This brother, although he's wearing a blue shirt, red flag all over him. Red flag all over him. If we're looking to build strong societies, this is not the type of man we want leading the charge. It's just not. All right, guys. I really appreciate you guys for being here, watching the live stream, and those who are watching the replay. Make sure you leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think. Okay, so it's time for me to close this out. If you would like to subscribe to the channel and join the Harrison Extended family, hit the subscribe button down below. And by doing so, you'll be joining the Harrison Extended family. And if you would like to support the channel financially, there's multiple ways to do so. First, you can hit the join button down below. You'll be joining the Harrison Extended family through channel membership, or you can go to patreon.com/Harrison Family Values. You can join the Patreon there and support monthly there. All the tiers are very inexpensive. They're not expensive at all. It won't break the bank. You hardly miss it. We want your support, but we don't want you to go broke trying to support the channel, okay? You can also, when we go live, send super chats. The super chats will go to help support the channel and help the channel move forward. Or if you're watching the replay, there's a thanks button down below. Hit the thanks button. You can make a one-time donation to the channel to help this content and other content like this move forward. And if you would like to support the channel through buying our merch, if you look down below, there's some teacups and coffee mugs down below. You can purchase the coffee mug, and you'll be supporting the channel and receiving something in return. All right, so that would be appreciated as well. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. And yeah, until the next upload, a live stream, I'm out. Peace.